Extreme Wordle. What is Wordle? Where can I find Wordle? How do you play Extreme Wordle? And is Extreme Wordle difficult? If you wonder about any of these issues or are just interested in learning more about this newest form, stick around while I explain. Uh, and stick around to the end where I share my rocky experiences with this newest version of Wordle, which I have to tell you is extremely addictive. Okay, so let's get started. What exactly is Extreme Wordle? Extreme Wordle is a set of 25 words. Each has at least 2 letters as a hint, and they have their challenge. And trust me, some of these are real challenges. Can you get the word in the next move? That's right, you have one move. The rules are the same as regular Wordle, except you only have one shot at guessing the right answer. You don't have the luxury of trying to identify additional letters in subsequent rounds. There's only one round. Okay. Hey guys, I'm Mary Schaefer, founder of AP Now and the author of Wordle, the rules, strategy, and expert tips. So back to Extreme Wordle, where I'm going to share some insights from Extreme Wordle's creator. There is one other piece of guidance that is offered to help you solve these puzzles. The winning responses, they say, are very common English words. I'm adding that they say. That's my own interpretation because, as you can imagine, it's not going so smoothly. None of these words are plurals or verbs formed by adding an S. What is not clear is whether or not there is more than one potential solution, although my instinct is that there's only one solution for each of the 25 words. We've all been there in regular Wordle, where you have 4 letters, and you know that you only have to get that one more. And so maybe you have like I-G-H-T, and then you start. You put light in, it's not light. You put might in, it's not might. You put fight in, it's not fight. And now you're getting down to the end and you're starting to sweat because even though you started strong, you're willing to, you're not finishing so well. But I'm willing to bet that there's only one correct solution. The directions go on to say, and I quote this, in Extreme Wordle, a single word by itself is sufficient to clue and only one very common English word. We'll see. Okay, so where can you play Extreme Wordle? So far, I've only seen it in the New York Times Magazine section of the print version of the Sunday newspaper. And I'm going to show it to you here. I don't know how good a job I'm doing, but you can see it's half a page. It's towards the end. And you probably saw my crappy handwriting in there where I'm trying to work on it. I've been working on it for a few days now. Okay, so that's the only place that I've seen it. It may be on the online version. I haven't checked. If you've seen it elsewhere, please let us know in the comments below so we can all play it. But if it's popular, and I suspect it will be, there's a chance that it will find its way onto the online version. Fingers crossed. Maybe not 25 words each day, but let's say 5 words. We'll have to just wait and see. Now, the New York Times credits Alex Kolker, who I do not know at all, with coming up with this puzzle. But I can tell you this much about him. He's got a pretty ingenious mind because he's captivated me for several days now. This work was probably crafted in collaboration with the New York Times because they now own Wordle and have been very gracious about hosting it on their website. And they're making it available for free to the Wordle community. So once again, a big thank you to the New York Times. Now, how can you check your results? How can you find out whether you've got it right or wrong? Well, the answers to most other puzzles that appear in the New York Times in the Sunday magazine section show up the following Sunday. So I'm hoping, and I won't know till Sunday, that this is going to be the case here, because at the rate I'm going, I have to tell you, I'm not going to solve all 25. Okay, so moving right along, the next question I'm sure that is on the minds of most of you, or at least it was on my mind, is Extreme Wordle difficult? Hello? You get one chance, okay? Now, sometimes you've got 4 letters. but sometimes you don't. And let me give you an example of where I'm coming up with my hello. The clue was the word fjord, Fjord. Maybe I'm not saying it right, but anyway. And the only clue that you have is that the J is in the correct place. It was green. So it means that the J has to be in the second place in the solution, and that the correct solution will not have an F, an O, an R, or a D. Now, some of you are watching this probably got it and figured it out and saying, hello, me, I did better than you. And, congratulations. If it's August 28th or later, feel free to enter it in the comment area below. But if it's not August 28th or later and you're watching this right after we post it, please don't ruin it for others. And as we head into taping, that's not the only one I don't get. I'm still working on a few others. Okay, so why should you play Extreme Wordle? Well, for starters, it's a lot of fun. I'm now dragging the New York Times Magazine section with me around the house between working on it at breakfast and then some odd moments during the day. Since I work on two other puzzles in the print version, Spelling Bee, another New York Times game that's in the print version on Sundays with my husband, and Ken by myself, the publication has probably gotten a little ratty looking, as you may have noticed when I held it up. Most importantly, it will make you a better Wordle player. It's already making me a better Wordle player. You won't be able to take the easy way out. What do I mean by that? And sometimes I got to admit, I am definitely guilty of this. I won't try and force a solution. Sometimes I'll have 2 or 3 letters, and rather than, try and grind my brain around it, I'll just put in another word so I can get a few more letters. And so I'll win in 4 or 5 rounds when in actuality, I could have solved it in 2 or 3 if I just had settled down and thought about it a little bit more. Okay. Now, before we get to our tips section, I have a few tips for you. I would like to invite you, if you like this episode, please give us a thumbs up. And if you loved it, please subscribe. We produce new content for the channel 3 times a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays are devoted to payments and accounts payable issues, and Saturdays are reserved for Wordle. By the way, your likes and comments signal to YouTube that they should share this video with more people. So we absolutely thank everyone who's not only taken the time to listen to this, but taken the time to just hit that like button or add a comment. Okay, so now let's talk about some tips on playing Extreme Wordle. So you've got your 25 words there. What I like to say is go for the easy wins, the easy successes. That will help you build confidence. And for me, this means working on those words where they gave you 4 letters showing, although even though some of them weren't so easy. So where they have 4 letters showing, usually none of them in the right place, you might try that. Tip number 2. When you have a few letters, try and identify 2 or 3 letters that make either a small syllable or a consonant blend. What am I talking about? Things like if you have PER or ALE, or maybe PL or ST, if you know they're in the solution. And if you can work around that, sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't because you're on the wrong track, but it's a way to get yourself going in the right direction. And then I like to say to keep a piece of paper and pencil handy, because I like to try and write down what I know, and sometimes it helps you visualize. And I'm going to hold this up, and I'm just hoping against hope you can see, yeah, you see, this is one of the things. Now, when you have it in paper like this in front of you, it helps. So how did I do? Check back next week and I'll share how I did when the New York Times says what the results are, which again, I'm hoping that they're going to do on Sunday. But I'm thinking it'll be a long time before I figure out what the word for Fjord was with that 1J clue. Are you looking for more tips on your Wordle game? We put together a short playlist of our best Wordle tips. You can watch it now. A link is down below in the show notes, and on YouTube, a link will appear momentarily. And as always, I greatly appreciate your thumbs up, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes. Happy Wordling!